Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising signs, you can check out the link in the description box where you can learn your entire birth chart. That way, if for any reason the Cancerian reading doesn't appeal to you this week, check out your Moon and Rising sign readings for the week, see if they resonate better. That being said, I do hope that this does resonate with you and is healing on some level for you, Cancer. Links to the cards that I'm using as well as to my book and a little bit more information about me are in the description box as well. So check that out before you go. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have weekly tarot readings for all signs every week. And I'm always looking forward to reading your comments about it or suggestions. So let me know what you think of the readings and if they appeal to you. And your thoughts about what's going on in your life and what's resonating with you, Cancer. I'll be doing a 5-card spread today with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck and then drawing additional guidance cards from both the Healing with the Angels Oracle and from the Medicine Card Tarot. So Cancer, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask that Mother Gaia please bless this reading for Cancer. So Cancer, we are doing a general reading today. I'm going to encourage you to take whatever messages and suggestions here you have in the spread and you apply them to what is most prominent in your world this week. So for example, Cancer, if you are traveling, if there's a health issue, if there's a relationship or business issue, if whatever's most prominent, apply these messages to that. Hopefully that'll help clear things up or create some enlightenment around the issue, help with an answer, or help you unlock or see something that you hadn't previously seen. So already Cancer in the central position, which is the questioner position, we have the card Happy, Happy. Clearly you're coming from a place this week. By the way, this is for May 16th to the 22nd. So this week it looks like you're really confident and happy and at peace with yourself. Maybe even pleased with yourself. Could be a cause for celebration. I'm going to hold the cards up to the camera in just a moment once I get them all out. But this woman, for example, has balloons and there's some confetti and she looks like she's celebrating. So great deal of blue here. This is what I would consider emotional wealth. So I feel like this week is a week where you will be discovering or rediscovering or allowing yourself to experience a great deal of emotional wealth. You can take, I mean, I feel that that's self-explanatory, but all that really means is that there's a great deal of emotional prosperity. You're feeling very in tune, just basically happy. Like there's a reason to celebrate. Like you are confident, comfortable in your own skin, in your decisions. So the happy, happy being the central questioner. And then to the left, what you're just coming out of, this is most, what in your recent past is Treasure Island. I think you've come to terms with what you really need to do and what you really want out of life. And that 10-to-1 Cancer, like for most every human being on the planet, Treasure Island means what's within, okay? The treasure is within. Sure, the turtle has, you know, a big, you know, case of gold coins. That's cool. That could be part of the treasure, but perhaps how you're feeling could make you feel rich, right? You know, that sense of emotional wealth. But on the other hand, if you are experiencing a situation where you're feeling emotionally pleased or happy with something, because it includes physical wealth, I mean, we are coming out of a moon in Capricorn. This could be in the physical plane for you this week, or you could be coming out of it. This could be leaving you feeling very happy, pleased, and contented. So that's lovely as well. for any reason you're not feeling pleased, happy, adored, centered, etc., it could be a good week to remind yourself that this is an important place to begin from if you want to be successful or feel wealthy. That the physical world does begin in the world of thought, and the world of thought creates the world of feeling. So above the Happy Happy card, we have the Fates. This is no small card. That's literally the cosmic card. And then to the bottom, under the Happy Happy card, we have Not For You. Again, you can see these are two elementally different cards. We have a bit of a gray card here and then a pink card. There's some femininity here, some receptivity, some emotion, but not in a concrete way. Emotion in the sense of, again, she's holding something up in the middle of nowhere. So this could be like an intellectual essence, an intellectual feeling, if you will. You could be thinking yourself into this position. But the Fates being the card of karma, literally. What's interesting here, though, because these are external and internal influences, or conscious and subconscious influences, we have the conscious influence being the Fates. I think you're really highly astutely aware that something is large and it's grand. It does involve you getting to the bottom of something that's extremely large for you. This could be a relational issue. This could be an issue within yourself that only you can struggle with and know. However, on a grand scale, it is the Fates. So by saying that, I just mean that it is a large karmic card. You could feel that there's a karmic debt here. And the reason I say that is because internal influence or subconscious influence, what we have here is the card Not For You. And then, of course, in the central position, we have Happy Happy. So the question here is, are you willing to let go of being in control of what the Fates may have for you instead of going with the flow, so that you can say, this is what I'm going to accept, this is what I'm not going to accept, in a karmic manner? Are you willing to let go of old karma, in other words? That's how I'm reading it. I'm reading it as though it's going to be more healthy and wise. You'll find your treasure. You'll be able to express and feel release and accept happiness if you're able to say, Cancer, whatever I think is karmic that I owe or is due to me or I need to pay, if I let go of that, I can be happy. The other way to look at it is, if I know that this is big, this is karma, this is a big thing, and I owe something here, happiness isn't for me. I'm not reading it like that. I just don't see it like that. First of all, Cancerians are not, generally speaking, Debbie Downers in the first place. Cancerians are eager to look at a problem and do what it takes to get through it. Even if you ruminate a little bit, you'll be spurred to action. You're a cardinal sign. And I don't see you accepting something less than what you feel you deserve, even if it's on a fateful or karmic level. It's interesting, though. I'm going to take a look at it up close with you in a moment. Let's just get a fifth card here and see what is a probable outcome card. And then we'll look at these in detail in a moment. I am, though, pretty struck with the sense of, the Fates, karma, and then Not For You. It is on a chessboard game. It is a game or a way that you've seen the world, or a relationship that really is being held in suspension. If that's the case, and it's a relationship literally being held in suspension, you feel like it's karmic or fateful, by letting it go, it could cause you more happiness. That could be very much the situation here. And I'm hoping that it is. Particularly if the goal is your own personal happiness, and if you feel that you have it within yourself to give yourself. which 10 to 1 you do. Generally, where all of it lies. 2 cards did jump out. I'm going to wait till we have a single jumper. If not, if I don't have one soon, I'm going to grab one of those that jumped out. In saying that, it would be really cool if one of them jumped out again because it really wanted to show up. So, not a light matter. Every time I see the Fates card, it's, you know, it's karma. Like, that's never light. It doesn't mean that it's automatically dark or dreadful or there's a negative anything to it. Doesn't mean that at all. It just means that that's the energy. There's a karmic energy this week. So something big, a karmic relationship, a karmic question, a karmic decision, that type of thing. But with the being not for you, I think you might be willing to let go of what you thought was karmic or what price you thought you had to pay, and you'll be happier for it, Cancer. Fantastic. All right, so we have our, wow. So we have our 5th card here, round and round. We're looking very specifically at something that started out as a seed, very, very small, and it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. This is the Fibonacci sequence. The only thing to see here, which is prominent here, is that it's the exact same thing. It's just bigger. This hasn't changed. This hasn't morphed. This hasn't even evolved that much. It's just gotten bigger. So whatever it was that started off small, particularly if we're talking about something karmic, something deep, central, old even, okay, it's just getting bigger. And again, this is the probable outcome card. So let's look at these in detail up close. We have the happy, happy card as a central position card. Like I said, she's just celebrating. And we have the fertility sign, the egg in the center with the key in it. This is you. This is what you hold inside. You can make or break your own sense of happiness. When I see the Fates here above you as a conscious card, I don't see this playing into this card. I see it playing into what is conscious, subconscious. Okay, and I'll hold these up together in just a moment. I think the happy kind of belongs, like there's a, it's because of what's being said and the colors and everything else and the sign I'm reading for and what moon the sign is and everything else, but if it were in a different position, for a different sign, etc., I'd be reading this differently. But these cards in this spread belong together, and these belong together. And it's very, I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? Like blue, blue. Blue, like very emotional. Round and round could be considered a karmic or fateful card as well. This literally just means going around in circles, something over and over and over that maybe you wish you could get away from, unless you really want to see it keep growing without evolving. Okay, so you're just coming out of the Treasure Island experience. This is something where you have finally made it more important to love and respect yourself, and you have found loving and respectful relationships and conversations and behaviors and patterns that you're putting into practice now, that you're getting emotional wealth from. This is behooving you to behave this way, and it's because of a great deal of practice and mindfulness that you've done this. So it's no accident that you're here. This is not happenstance that you're in a happy, happy place, Cancer. It's because you've done the hard work to get here. But there still is an underlying or overarching issue. I'm going to look at these 2 cards with you together. Like I said, we've got the Fates in the conscious portion of the spread, and then not for you in the subconscious. I think you know very distinctly what's going on here, whatever's going on a karmic level. Perhaps it's just a feeling, okay? If this isn't a definitive relationship and it is a karmic feeling or sensation, or like I mentioned, like a price you need to pay for something, I think it's really, I'm very confident stating one of 2 things is going on here, and whatever works for you is what I encourage you to take from it. 2 different things here. You know that this is a large, fateful, karmic issue that you've already paid the price for. There's nothing else you can do. In fact, the best thing you might be doing, the best thing to move on from this is to be happy. Okay? Seriously, Cancer. Not about revenge, okay? Not about avoiding responsibility. I'm talking because it's more important than anything else in the world right now. Now, on the other hand, if this is about you haven't paid this price, this is a karmic card, you may not see this as being important in your life. This is not important for you. This is not for you. You don't want to deal with this. But it's inevitable. It's inevitable that you're going to have to deal with this. And if you are, congratulations, because it's no small task, right? And if you are, like I said, I think that the conversation, your internal dialogue may very well be, yeah, I know this is karmic and this is grand and this is going to touch everything and probably permanently. But I also know internally how I really truly feel, what I really truly want. I've done a lot of hard work to get myself out of something into something positive. I don't want to go through this anymore. I've paid my dues. And that relationship isn't for me. Those conversations aren't for me. That karma is not mine any longer. Okay, Cancer? So really a huge sigh of relief. Here's the crux of the issue with the probable outcome is the round and round. This is going, for some reason, this isn't over. So I'm going to say take these out of it for the time being. I think this is something you're going to have to keep practicing over and over habitually. I think you might have just gotten into it or around to it. And you're going to have to keep practicing. And the reason is because it is something that we do have to keep addressing in our own worlds, particularly if there is an old fateful or karmic position that you're coming out of. On the other hand, these situations, the Treasure Island and the Happy, that could be the seed here, okay? Recent past, you and the probable outcome, lots of hard work on yourself, finding emotional wealth, being happy about it, pleased in your spot, and knowing that that's the seed. And in order to keep going that way, you need to keep behaving this way. So please, whatever is going on around you, try not to get dragged down by it. Okay, Cancer? You have a lot going for you. A lot going for you. Even if you feel like there's some heaviness this week, internally, you know it's not your problem. You know it's nothing that you can physically fix. Okay, that's 2 cards. Unless 2 cards jumps out again, I'll take one. But if 2 cards jump out, we'll take those. So you're aware of something in your own life that you're bringing to your life, you're doing for yourself. You're creating this gorgeous, happy, emotionally pleasant, stable world for yourself. It's something that you want to continue. You're pretty happy with it. And you might be willing to and ready to close the door on something karmic here. I think you figured out the price, and I think you figured out that you paid it, Cancer. That's honestly what I think is going on here, okay? And it is time to move on. When they say not for you here, okay, but the karma, it's done. It's over. There's nothing else to pay. Or it's not your karma to fix anymore. Someone else plays a part in this now. Or there's something new to look at. Maybe there'll be a new situation to look at, a new hurdle to jump over. There always is, but I mean, in this instance, in this relationship, in this conversation, or in this karma. Woo! All right, so we have as an additional message card an answered prayer. If you were going to say a little prayer to whomever you felt comfortable doing that with, it could be a relative, an angel of your choosing. It could be just a silent prayer to whoever's listening. Cancer, I would say that this is a really good week to do that because it will be answered the way that you need it to. Answered prayers are generally always about healing, okay? So, and karmic issues usually involve healing. There needs to be a karmic healing, karmic solving, karmic mending, that type of thing. So it could be that you need to answer your own prayer this week or ask for extra help to answer a prayer, or on a karmic level, a prayer is being answered, and it could be that you finally know for certain that the payment's over. You're free. You're free from it. Your internal, your emotional prosperity wins. Okay, Cancer? That's marvelous. And it's from no lack of hard work. So congratulations on the hard work that you've been doing on yourself to improve your own life. And anytime that we improve our own lives, Cancer, everyone benefits, okay? So never feel like it's, selfish or anything like that to do that. So here we have the weasel. I don't get this guy very much. I don't think it's diversion. Let me look it up so I can get the word perfect for you here. All right, so we have the card stealth. You could be trying to protect yourself here, Cancer. Stealth isn't always necessarily a bad thing. It depends on how it's used. If it's about having the prayer answered, it could be that you went about it a certain way, you waited for the other person to make a move, or you moved at the exact right time. Regardless of how you're using stealth here, make sure that it is well-intentioned and it's for the highest good. Just because there's a great deal of energy around stealth, because it could be about withholding information, or it could be about trying to get one up on someone, or not showing your true self to someone out of protection. You're trying to be stealthy with your emotions. So if that's the case, be gentle with them, be gentle with yourself. I just don't see a lot of negativity here. You're just being stealthy in terms of protecting yourself. So do what you have to do this week in order to protect yourself and your own state of mental wellness and happiness, Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you take good care of yourself until I see you for your next weekly reading. Bye for now.